As President Trump makes another stop in Arizona, Joe Biden and his campaign also know how important our state is in getting those crucial 270 electoral votes. His wife, Dr. Jill Biden, recently holding a virtual event spotlighting Arizona teachers and families. She spoke exclusively to ABC 15's Nick Saletti about the pandemic, the protests, and why Arizonans should support her husband for president.
The calendar says summer is winding down, but the race for the presidency is really starting to heat up. Polls show former Vice President Biden is leading President Trump here in Arizona, but his team isn't taking anything for granted.
Thanks to everyone here in Arizona. You know, I'm so happy to join you.
Dr. Jill Biden hosting a virtual back-to-school event last week, speaking one-on-one to Arizona teachers and families. They and millions of others across the nation juggle the responsibilities of at-home learning in this pandemic.
You're someone who's worked in education for more than 30 years. You know the ins and outs of how schools work. Do you think that students should be back in the classroom right now?
You know, I think we have to listen to the experts. You know, we have to be safe. So when the doctors and the scientists and the experts say it's okay to go back to school, then I think we should go back.
The president and Betsy DeVos have been pretty adamant in their stance that students must be back to in-person learning. And here in Arizona, we've seen a number of parents rallying to get their kids back inside the classroom. They're worried about achievement gaps. They're worried about their kids not having access to extracurricular activities or food or a whole host of things that were discussed at the virtual event now. So what would you say to those parents and to the president?
This is a life and death issue. And I'll repeat it again. I mean, we must listen to the doctors and the scientists. We can't have these children taking the virus back home to their grandmoms or their moms, or we can't have teachers getting sick.
But how will all of this play into the election? A brand new ABC News Ipsos poll shows 65% disapprove of President Trump's handling of the pandemic. But is that enough for Arizona to go blue in November?
I think as Americans, we deserve steady leadership and a president who has the empathy to understand our problems and knows how to help us find common ground and solutions. And that's who my husband is.
Both candidates seizing on this summer's protests and unrest over racial inequality. Biden says President Trump adds fuel to the fire of an already explosive situation. But the president says Democrats are to blame for the violence and have lost control of cities like Portland.
I'm sure you've heard the president say that we will not be safe in Joe Biden's America. And he has used that phrase a number of times. It was something that was said at the convention. It's something that a number of his supporters say. So I just want to get your response to that.
You know, Nick, I'd much rather live in Joe Biden's America than Donald Trump's America. Look at this chaos. And I think most Americans feel the exact same way that I do. So I don't think it's going to take much convincing, because people want calm. They want steady leadership.
ABC 15's Nick Saletti reporting there. The former vice president has said that he'll visit Arizona sometime after Labor Day, but we're still waiting to confirm a date on that. In the meantime, you can catch more of Nick's interview with Dr. Jill Biden on ABC 15 mornings tomorrow.